Hello Templemore, it's Monday again, the start of a brand new week. And this week is rather special because it's actually National Storytelling Week.
Yes!
I'll tell you a little bit about National Storytelling Week in a moment. But first, it's time to introduce our learning power of this week. This week's learning power always listens carefully. They are very patient. They like to discover things about the world in which they live. In fact, you could say that they are rather wise. Of course, you've guessed correctly. This week's learning power is the one and only Wise Owl. Watch this.
Wise Owl listens very carefully. That's why he's so clever. He likes to ask lots of questions. In fact, he's very inquisitive. And he likes to find out the answers all by himself.
They dance by the light of the moon, they dance by the light of the moon. The end. That was very good listening, Wise Owl.
That's because The Owl and the Pussycat is my favourite story. I love it. I wonder why trees lose their leaves in the winter. Aha! Now I know why trees lose their leaves in the winter.
Wow! Wise Owl is ever so clever. I wonder if he's able to tell us a little bit about National Storytelling Week. Wise Owl, it's back over to you.
Of course, I know lots of information about National Storytelling Week. It's a week for celebrating storytelling and encouraging people to tell their own stories. People have told stories for thousands of years, and we tell stories every day. We tell stories about what we've been doing at school, stories about funny or scary things, or even stories about what we've seen on TV. Stories we know have been told for hundreds of years, like fairy tales and myths. Oh, I do love National Storytelling Week. Happy storytelling! Remember, everyone is a storyteller. Mr Hodgson, why don't you tell us a story?
Ooh, Wise Owl. Telling a story is a lot trickier than actually reading a story. But you know me, I'll give it a go. The thing is, to tell a story, I'd like to be a little bit more comfortable. Maybe sat in a storytelling chair? What could I do? I know. Watch this. Whoa! What a journey! That's better. Much more comfortable. Now I'm ready to tell you a story. Children, I've been thinking. Boxes are great. You can put things inside them. You can even sit inside them. You can shout in them, and your voice may echo. You could even turn them upside down and stand on them. But you have to be very careful if you do that, because you wouldn't want to fall over. That red box reminds me of a story about a king who lived long, long ago in a beautiful Caribbean island. Now, the king wasn't like Wise Owl. He was unwise. And he wanted lots and lots of things. Whenever he wanted something, he used to summon his servants around him. He used to tell them what he wanted, and his servants would always used to say, "As you wish." Can you try that? As you wish. So, for example, one day he said to his servants, "Bring me the fastest tortoise in the land." His servants looked at each other and said, As you wish. They scoured the land looking for the fastest tortoise. They found the tortoise, they brought it back to the king, and the king was delighted. Then the king said, I've nowhere to put the fastest tortoise. Bring me a big red box. As you wish, said his servants, and they scoured the land looking for the biggest red box that they could find. They got the red box and they popped the tortoise inside. And the tortoise lived a good life inside the red box. Until one day, when the king was looking out of his window, it was dark, the stars were twinkling, and he could see a great big moon. And the king said to his servants, Servants, I want to touch the moon. Well, his servants looked at the king and thought, I think the king's gone crazy. But the king, being the king, said, I want to touch the moon. As you wish, said his servants. But how are you going to do that? Well, the king thought, and he said, I have an idea. Bring me all of the boxes in the palace. So the servants went into all the rooms in the palace, emptying the boxes. Oh, look inside this one. This one's got some sparkling diamonds. This box, it had a beautiful necklace. And this box, let's look inside. A gorgeous gold ring. So they got all of the boxes in the palace and they stacked them on top of each other. The king climbed up the boxes and he couldn't reach the moon. Bring me some more boxes, said the king. Go and get all of the boxes from the marketplace. Well, the servants looked at each other and they said, As you wish, my king. So the servants went to the marketplace and they started emptying all of the boxes in the market. This box in the market had a juicy apple. Delicious. This box had crabs. This box had stinky fish. So they got all of the boxes from the market and they threw them up to the king, who stacked them on top of each other. The king tried to touch the moon, but he was still too far away. So the king shouted down to the servants, Servants, I need more boxes. Go and get all of the boxes in the land. That is a lot of boxes. But the servant said, As you wish. And they went across the whole of the land to get all of the boxes. Red boxes, blue boxes, pink boxes, green boxes, purple boxes with brown spots. And they threw them up to the king. And the king stacked them up. And he was about this far from touching the moon. This is no good, thought the king. Servants! Servants! I need more boxes. Take the red box from the bottom and throw it up to me. Well, the servants kind of looked at each other and thought, that's a bit of a silly idea, because if we take the box from the bottom, well, I guess you might know what might happen, children. King, that's not a very good idea, said the servants. I don't care. I'm your king. Give me the box at the bottom. As you wish, said the servants. So they grabbed the box from the bottom, poof, and what do you think happened? Wibble wobble, wibble wobble, wibble wobble. Crash! Oh, all of the boxes fell to the bottom of the ground. And the king sat up and he said, "Oh dear, do you know, I never want to try and touch that moon again." I hope you enjoyed that story, children. I think I'd better get back to school. Wise Owl will be waiting. Oh, whoa! Back over to you, Wise Owl.
Thank you, Mr Hodgson. Well, children, this week's challenge is to retell a story. It could be a story that you know, a made-up story, a story about something that's happened to you. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear your story. Record your story and send it in to Seesaw. Happy storytelling, children!
What a super challenge to celebrate National Storytelling Week. Good luck, children, with retelling those stories. Now, before I go, I just wanted to tell you that from today, we'll be reading some stories on our YouTube channel. There'll be a story for nursery and reception, a story for year 1, and there'll also be a chapter book story for year 2. I hope you enjoy listening to those stories. And because it's National Storytelling Week, there will also be a storytelling video for you to watch too. Well, children, I'd better be going. So this week, remember, stay wise, keep listening, and keep telling those stories. Bye for now, and I'll see you on Friday for the Golden Book. Bye!
And goodbye from me too. Enjoy listening to my favourite song about a wise old owl. Twit-woo!
A wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? A wise old owl looked from the top. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? A wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? A wise old owl looked from the top. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that
Do it, do